Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you are out in the world, welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of a Major League Baseball game. And today it is going to feature Game 3 of the World Series between the Atlanta Braves and the Houston Astros. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the Major League Baseball, MLB, PA, or their sponsors. We're providing live reports on the game being played in hopes that English-speaking audiences around the globe can enjoy the game on YouTube or on Twitch along with us. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the starting lineups for the Houston Astros and the Atlanta Braves. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to bring you the starting lineups first from the visitors from Houston, the Houston Astros. Leading off and batting second in right field, wearing number 23, is Michael Brantley. Batting third and playing second base, wearing number 2, is Alex Bregman. In the cleanup spot and playing in left field, wearing number 44 tonight, is Yordan Alvarez. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, wearing number 1, is Carlos Correa. Batting sixth and in center field, wearing number 30, is Kyle Tucker. Batting seventh and playing first base, wearing number 10, is Yuliski Gurriel. Batting eighth and doing the catching, wearing number 15, is Martin Maldonado. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 77, Luis Garcia. And they are going to face the right-hander in Ian Anderson. Anderson on the season is 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA with 12 strikeouts here so far in the playoffs. And so now the starting lineup for the home team for the Atlanta Braves, leading off and in left field, is Eddie Rosario. He is wearing number 8. Batting second and playing first base, wearing number 5, is Freddie Freeman. Batting third and playing second base, wearing number 1, is Ozzie Albies. In the cleanup spot and playing third base, wearing number 27, is Austin Riley. Batting fifth and in right field, wearing number 12, is Jorge Soler. Batting sixth in center field, wearing number 14, is Adam Duvall. Batting seventh and doing the catching, wearing number 16, is Travis d'Arnaud. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, wearing number 7, is Dansby Swanson. And hitting in the ninth spot and doing the pitching is Ian Anderson. And they are going to face a right-hander for the Houston Astros. It'll be Luis Garcia. He takes a 1-1 record to the hill with a 9.64 ERA in the playoffs. And he has 12 strikeouts. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of all the action, as they're just taking care of all the first pitch activities in Atlanta. We're glad you could be here with us. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Here's our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. That is our friend Matt Hollis, and we'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the first inning. We're glad you could be here with us tonight for Game 3 of the World Series. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Houston Astros to face Ian Anderson. It'll be Jose Altuve, Michael Brantley, and Alex Bregman to get things going. The top half of the first inning. We have the umpires for tonight's game, and working behind the plate is going to be Tom Hallion. Umpire at first base is going to be Ted Barrett. Mike Machlinski is working second base. Alfonso Marquez is holding down the hot corner at third. The left field umpire is Chris Conroy, and the right field umpire is Ron Culpa. It is 51 degrees, and it is raining a little bit in Atlanta. There is rain in the area. We did check the forecast, and of course, the forecast is got rain in the area, but not a lot of rain, at least in the near term, so we should be able to get this one underway. The official first pitch was to take place at 8:09 local time, and we're already a couple of minutes behind in the first pitch, so we anticipate that we'll be getting this one going underway as Freddie Freeman had completed his first pitch duties, and he was the recipient of the Hank Aaron Award, of course, awarded out here in Atlanta, where Hank Aaron had made his home for a number of years playing with the Braves. So game 3 is going to be a pivotal game in this series. Obviously, with both teams knotted up at 1 and Atlanta getting a steal in Houston, but they've got some injury issues and some pitching woes that are going to put them a little bit behind the 8 ball. This is a big game for Ian Anderson tonight. He has been the most consistent of the remaining starters. Max Fried has had a couple of rough outings. And of course, Charlie Martin out for the rest of the series with a broken leg. They're going to have to piecemeal some things together. So we're just about ready to get this one underway as the starter Ian Anderson is just completing his warm-up tosses. And the crowd is in good form in Atlanta. They're very vibrant tonight. Of course, they're doing their tomahawk chop and chanting for the Braves. This one here is just about ready for us to get underway. For Jose Altuve, in the playoffs, he is batting 200. He's got 4 homers and 8 runs batted in. He's the table setter at the top of the order. Altuve followed by Brantley and Bregman. Defensively for the Atlanta Braves, around the horn, from first to third, you've got Freddie Freeman at first. Ozzie Albies is at second. The shortstop is Dansby Swanson, and the third baseman is Austin Riley. And from left, the outfield from left to right, you've got Eddie Rosario in left. The center fielder is Adam Duvall, and the right fielder is Jorge Soler. And the catcher is Travis d'Arnaud, and of course, Ian Anderson is getting the start. This is his 8th postseason start. He is a career 3-0. And he is taking to the hill, and we are ready to get this one underway in Atlanta. It's 51 degrees at game time. Anderson is blowing on his hands to keep himself warm. It is that kind of night in Atlanta. It looks like it's raw. And here we go. We're ready to get this one underway. And Anderson rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses low and away. And the count is 1-0 to Altuve. So we are underway at 8:14 p.m. local time. Anderson goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers. And that's a changeup that misses down. And the count is now 1-1 to Altuve, 2-0 to Altuve. Anderson, probably full of emotions to begin this game, goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball at 95 that misses upstairs. The count runs 3-0 to Altuve. Michael Brantley, the left-handed hitting right fielder, waits his turn on deck. Anderson rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is now 3-1. Despite the poor batting average for Altuve, he is tied for the home run lead in the playoffs with Kyle Tucker for the Astros. And there's a fastball swung on. It's popped up, and it's going to reach the seat straight back behind home plate. And the count is now 3-2 to Altuve. Fans are on their feet. Altuve digs in the box, and here's the pitch from Anderson. It is a fastball down, and Altuve is aboard with a leadoff walk here to get things going in the top half of the first inning. So Altuve is aboard, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Michael Brantley. Brantley in the playoffs so far is batting .352. He's got no homers, but he's driven in 9 runs. Brantley bats from the left side. Anderson gets the sign from his catcher, Darno. And here comes the first pitch from Anderson, and it is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Michael Brantley. Brantley was originally a 7th-round draft choice of the Milwaukee Brewers way back in the 2005 draft. And Anderson fires over to first, and diving back in time is Altuve. For most people, they probably remember Brantley's career with the Cleveland Indians. He, of course, was part of that deal that the Brewers had sent a number of players over to Milwaukee in exchange for CC Sabathia. So here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's a changeup that misses outside. The count is now 1-1 to Brantley. Brantley had some injury issues in his time in Cleveland, missed quite a bit of time. He had some knee issues back in the 2016 season. But he's finally got himself to where he's playing pretty much every day now since 2018. Had injuries a couple of years running. There's a changeup swung on. It's grounded back to the pitcher. It's fielded by Anderson. He fires over to second for 1, back to first. And that's going to be a double play, but it was a very difficult play. They were in the shift for Brantley. And Dansby Swanson had to get to the base, and not necessarily moving easily to his left. He had to move to his right, get to the bag, and then make the play over to first. So not a traditional double play. That is going to go down as a 1-6-3 double play. And that's going to leave it up here in the first inning to Alec Bregman. Bregman this far in the playoffs is hitting .239. He's got a homer and 6 RBIs, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball down in the dirt, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Bregman. Right-hander against the right-hander. Anderson rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0 to Bregman. Anderson is ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. Anderson's a big, lanky right-hander. He stands at 6'3" and 170 pounds. He almost looks taller than what he is. Long arms, long legs. He was originally a first-round pick, 3rd overall by the Atlanta Braves back in the 2016 Major League Draft. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count's now 2-2. The only 2 players selected ahead of Anderson were Mickey Moniak, who is looking like he's turning into a bust for the Phillies, and Nick Senzel, who was picked by the Cincinnati Reds with the 2nd overall pick. And there's a breaking ball delivered that misses outside, and the count is now 3-2. Of course, Nick Senzel has had a litany of injuries, including shoulder issues and shoulder surgery. It's sort of derailed his career a little bit. So here comes the pitch from Anderson. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And Bregman is going to draw the second base on balls of the inning for the Astros, as he's aboard with a 2-out walk. And that's going to leave it up to Yordan Alvarez. Yordan Alvarez tonight is getting the start in left field. With the elimination of the DH in this game, Alvarez got himself in a position. It was either Siri or McCormick, whoever would have maybe got the start tonight, that is not playing. So Alvarez in the playoffs is hitting .410. He's got a couple of homers and 9 runs batted in. Anderson working from the stretch. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder, Rosario. He's fighting the elements. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire the Astros here in their half of the first inning. So it was a bit of a battle for Ian Anderson, but he's able to retire the side. They had no runs. There were no hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're through a half inning in Atlanta. It is the Houston Astros, nothing. The Atlanta Braves coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher and his support of our channel. We really do appreciate.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day. And there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
As always, thanks again, Steve, for your support of the channel. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the bottom of the first inning. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Are you into digital cards? Last Wraps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spun Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Wraps. Be sure to tell your friends. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the first inning. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Atlanta Braves. That means it's going to be Eddie Rosario, Freddie Freeman, and Ozzie Albies to get things going against Luis Garcia. Garcia came up huge in his last pitching performance in these playoffs, of course, propelling the Astros over the Boston Red Sox. And he is getting the ball here to start this game, although he has had some rough outings in the playoffs. The last outing was an absolute gem. Offensively for the Astros tonight, around the horn from first to third, it is going to be Yuli Gurriel is going to be at first base. Jose Altuve is at second. The shortstop is Carlos Correa. The third baseman is Alex Bregman. In the outfield from left to right, it is Yordan Alvarez in left. The center fielder is Kyle Tucker, and the right fielder is Michael Brantley. Behind the plate is Martin Maldonado, and the pitcher is Luis Garcia. And a fellow who's having himself a hot playoff to get things going is going to be Eddie Rosario. Rosario in the playoffs is hitting .426. He's got 3 homers and 11 RBIs. Rosario has made it a tough decision for manager Snitker, as he has forced himself into the lineup. Jock Peterson is the odd man out with the designated hitter not in play tonight. It's Rosario, Duvall, and the right fielder Soler to face Garcia. And so here Garcia goes into the motion. He rocks and delivers. It's a first pitch fastball that's missing upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Rosario. So 1 ball and no strikes. Garcia has a very interesting delivery. He rocks himself a little bit, and then he has a couple of steps. Goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers, and it's a fastball swung on. It is popped up behind third base. It's trouble if it stays fair. It's blowing around, and it's going to fall past the outstretched arms of Alec Bregman and in front of Yordan Alvarez. Foul, and that is going to even the count at 1-1. So it's a misty rain that is falling right now in Atlanta. It's making the conditions a little bit slick and difficult. And as we said, that ball was out of the outstretched arms of Bregman as it falls foul. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Rosario. The movements of Luis Garcia are very entertaining. It is a windup. He rocks his hands in front of him, and then he gets his legs going. He's got a whole interesting motion. They've not seen anything like this before. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 1-2 to Rosario. Of course, the odd man out for the Astros is the combination of Siri and Chas McCormick, who have been playing in the outfield for the Astros with no designated hitter tonight. And the pitcher's hitting. Somebody had to come out of the lineup. So Garcia goes back into the motion. He rocks and delivers. It is a breaking ball down, and the count's now 2-2 to Rosario. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rosario batting from the left side, facing the right-hander Garcia. He gets the sign from his catcher Maldonado. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball at 97 down at the ankles. The count now runs to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Freddie Freeman waits his turn on deck. It's Rosario, Freeman, and Albies here to get things going for the Braves in their half of the first inning. Garcia ready to go back to work. Gets the sign from his catcher, Darno. He rocks into the motion literally. He kicks and delivers, and there is a breaking ball down. They appeal to first, but the home plate umpire, Hallian, says he went as Rosario is ready to go to first base. And we have Dirtbag in the house tonight. Welcome, Dirtbag. Thanks for being here. And checking it out. That was an absolute filthy pitch by Garcia, and Rosario is strikeout victim number 1 for the right-hander for Houston. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. So Freddie Freeman in the playoffs is hitting .293. He's got 3 homers and 8 runs batted in. Got a chance to see the replay on that one, and it certainly did look like that Rosario did go around. He's not happy with it, but he definitely did look like he committed. And so here comes the pitch from Garcia. It's a first pitch fastball to Freeman. It's swung on. It's popped up into left field. Moving over toward the foul line is Alvarez. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire Freeman for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. And that'll leave it all up to Ozzie Albies. Ozzie Albies in the playoffs is hitting .280. He's got no homers and 2 RBIs. He's also stolen 3 bases. The lineup tonight for the Atlanta Braves, they've got a total of 6 stolen bases amongst their group. The Houston Astros have 8 stolen bases with their group in the lineup. So Garcia ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers, and it's a breaking ball that misses down to Albies, and the count is 1-0. Ozzie Albies had himself a fine season this year. He was an all-star for the second time in his career. He reached the 30 home run mark for the first time. He drove in 106 runs. He also stole 20 bases. So here comes the 1-0 pitch to Albies. Garcia rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is all even at 1-1. As we mentioned at the top of the stream, we feel tonight is the game that Ian Anderson has to win for the Atlanta Braves. This is as much of a must-win game as any of these games are now in the series. There's a fastball that misses down, and then the count is 2-1. Max Fried not pitching at his best, and Charlie Morton done for the playoffs. The Atlanta Braves are going to have to rely heavily on their bullpen. And certainly some spot starts. Possibly Drew Smiley might get into the rotation here. Not sure what Snitker has in mind. I guess they're going to have to wait and see how this game plays out. They have not announced the starter for tomorrow night yet. Here comes Garcia into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-2 to Albies. Both pitchers are blowing on their hands tonight. The temperature is just above 50 degrees at game time. And it is a misty rain that was falling to begin the game. It looks like that has settled down. And here comes the pitch from Garcia, and it is a fastball taken below the knees. And the count is now 3-2 to Albies. Waiting his turn on deck is the third baseman, Austin Riley. Garcia rocks into the motion. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball, and that misses outside. And Albies has drawn himself a 2-out walk. So all the base runners so far in today's ball game have come via the free pass. And that is going to leave it up to the third baseman, Austin Riley. Riley is hitting .245 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 6 RBIs. He's had himself a fine season. Austin Riley is in his third season with the Braves. He hit .303 in the regular season with 33 homers and 107 runs batted in. So Garcia now working from the stretch for the first time. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses low and away, and Martin Maldonado sprints out to the mound to have a word with his right-hander. One would think they're going to be concerned about Ozzie Albies at first base. Albies is a threat to run. As we mentioned, he had 20 stolen bases over the course of the regular season. He's had 3 so far in the playoffs. So 1 ball and no strikes to Riley. Garcia comes set at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. There's another fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Garcia holds the ball at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. There's another pitch down in the dirt. The count now runs 3-0 to Riley. Looming on deck is the right-handed hitting Jorge Soler. Soler, of course, in game 1 of this series was hitting in the leadoff spot, and he deposited a home run into the seats in Houston. So Garcia ready to go back to work. He delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Garcia again comes set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now runs full to Riley. With 2 away, that's going to mean that Ozzie Albies is going to be on the run here. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Garcia steps off the backside of the rubber. He's blowing on his hand, and he's pawing at the apparatus that's on the ground to help clean the spikes. Now he's ready to go back to work. Comes the 3-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Riley is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Braves in their half of the first, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're through 1 complete in Atlanta. It's the Houston Astros, nothing. The Atlanta Braves, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. What they call the top of the 2nd inning. We're glad you are with us, whether you're listening live or on delay. We appreciate you all being here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be stepping away for just a moment. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 2nd inning after this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Straps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Straps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right, that's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Straps Baseball.
Thanks again, Steve. We appreciate your support of our channel, and in turn, we like to support his. That is Steve Rademacher, whether it's Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday, No Filter Friday, or his Saturday morning cartoons. He has something for everyone. Well, we're moving to the top of the 2nd inning. It is going to be Carlos Correa, Kyle Tucker, and Yuli Gurriel to get things going for the Astros in their half of the 2nd. It is a 0-0 ball game. They have had base runners for both teams. Of course, all of them have come via walk, and there's a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Correa that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Carlos Correa. Correa in the playoffs is hitting .273. He's got a homer and 6 RBIs. And the pitch from Anderson is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-0. Correa is an impending free agent in the offseason. There's been a number of teams that I'm sure are salivating to get their hands on this particular player. Here comes a pitch from Anderson. It's a changeup swung on, and it's tap foul over on the third base side, and the count is now 2-1. There have been a number of teams that have been linked to Carlos Correa. One in particular has been the Detroit Tigers, with, of course, their team needing a shortstop and the former manager A.J. Hinch in Detroit. And here comes the 2-1, and there is a fastball swung on it, is lifted down the right field line, running hard over is Jorge Soler. He's got tons of room. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Correa on a fly ball to right field for out number 1 here in the second inning. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker has had an outstanding playoffs. He's hitting .298 with 4 homers and 15 runs batted in. He's also got himself 4 stolen bases. Tucker was originally a first round pick of the Astros in 2015. He was 5th overall out of H.B. Plant High School in Tampa, Florida. This is pretty much his second full season. Last year, he played in all but 2 games in the shortened season. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1 to Tucker. During the regular season, he had a 30 home run year. He drove in 92. He hit .294. He only struck out 90 times in 506 at-bats. So Anderson gets the ball. He's ready to go back to work. He rocks into motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses up and away at 94, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Anderson rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. Kyle Tucker is the brother of Preston Tucker, the former major leaguer. Preston Tucker, of course, was originally at the big league level a Houston Astro. He was a 7th round pick in the 2012 draft from the University of Florida. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2. But for Preston Tucker, he never really found his sea legs in Houston. He was given opportunity, and he ended up bouncing around a little bit. And his last time that he appeared in Major League uniform was with the Atlanta Braves back in 2018. And there's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 3-2. Since then, he has gone overseas. He's applying his trade in Korea, making a name and making some money over there, getting a chance to play baseball. But the younger Tucker is the better of the 2 Tuckers. And here comes the pitch. Anderson. It's a fastball swung on it, is popped up into right field. Moving back on it is the third baseman, Austin Riley, who has come over into the shift, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Tucker. They had Riley playing in that rover position, and he had to get to the foul line. And, of course, the right fielder, Jorge Soler, had to come a long way. But Riley is able to howl that in. That's going to go down as a fly out to, or pop out to 5 for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to Yulieski Gurriel. For Gurriel in the playoffs, he is hitting .340. He's got a homer and 9 runs batted in. Anderson goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Gurriel. Anderson kicks and delivers, and there's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. And the count is now quickly 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Gurriel. Anderson rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses up and in and backs Gurriel off the plate. The count now runs to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anderson rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. And Gurriel has been retired. And the Astros go 1-2-3 in their half of the second inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 1.5. It is the Houston Astros nothing, the Atlanta Braves nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the second inning in just a couple minutes. We're glad you're with us, whether you're live or on delay. We appreciate y'all being here. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right. Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, a creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. We'll be right back in just a moment with the call at the bottom of the second inning. Welcome back, everybody. And the first pitch delivered to Jorge Soler is a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side as we're back to the live action. And here comes the second pitch from Garcia. Again, it's a fastball outside, and again, it's fouled away over on the first base side, and the count is quickly 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Jorge Soler. Soler batting .227 in the playoffs. He's got a homer and 2 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch now from Garcia. The pitch is down, and the home plate umpire, Hallian, says he went. And that is going to retire Soler for the second strikeout in a row by Luis Garcia. And that's 1 up and 1 away here for the Braves in their half of the second inning. So Garcia getting ready to go back to work as he's going to face Adam Duvall. Duvall is batting .209. He's got a couple of homers and 6 RBIs in the playoffs. The first pitch delivered to Duvall is a breaking ball down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Garcia gets the sign from his catcher Maldonado. He gets ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted, foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats. The count is now 1 ball and 1 strike to Duvall. Adam Duvall was one of the midseason acquisitions by general manager Alex Anthopoulos. Anthopoulos certainly was out making some key acquisitions. Basically rebuilt the entire outfield. At the beginning of the year, it looked like it was going to be Edner Enciarte, Christian Pache, and Ronald Acuna Jr. holding down the outfield spots, and none of those players are in the outfield tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses down to Duvall. Enciarte was released. Pache had got himself injured. and spent quite a bit of time on the disabled list. And of course, Ronald Acuna Jr. tore his ACL and is out for the year. So here comes the 2-ball and 1-strike pitch to Duvall. Garcia kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down. The count goes to 3-1. So they were able to acquire Duvall for Alex Jackson straight up. That was at the trade deadline on July the 30th. When you think about it, getting Jock Peterson from the Cubs and Eddie Rosario from the Indians, they rebuilt their entire outfield, and they acquired Jorge Soler from the Kansas City Royals. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It's picked up by Bregman. He fires across the diamond. And that is going to retire Duvall. It goes as a ground out, 5-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. For d'Arnaud on the season, he's hitting .231. He's got a homer and 2 RBIs. Beyond the wall in left field, they have an area where fans can come and watch the game. They got a concert going on out back. In Atlanta, it is a huge, huge atmosphere, not just inside the stadium, but outside the stadium as well. So 2 away, and here comes the first pitch to d'Arnaud. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. And to think that 12 months ago that they were playing this game at a neutral site, or the World Series was being played at a neutral site with basically 25% capacity. So see, you're ready to go back into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is now 1 ball and 1 strike to d'Arnaud. Garcia gets the sign from his catcher, Maldonado. He's ready to go back to work. Right-hander against the right-hander at 96 miles an hour. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud has bounced around a little bit. He began his career as a first-round pick of the Philadelphia Phillies. There is a fastball that is up to the plate, and the count now goes to 2-2 to d'Arnaud. Of course, he was traded to the Toronto Blue Jays and came through their system. And then he ended up getting dealt to the New York Mets. For that, d'Arnaud has also spent time with other organizations, including the Tampa Bay Rays. He was with the Dodgers for a little bit. Of course, now he's found his home in Atlanta with the Braves. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 3-2. Alex Anthopoulos was the general manager of the Blue Jays when they had acquired him from the Phillies. Of course, Roy Halladay was the player that went the other way. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball. This is swung on. It is lifted into deep right field. Moving back onto the warning track is the right fielder Brantley, and he crashes into the wall. The ball bounces off the wall. It's come back. It's played by center fielder Tucker. And d'Arnaud. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Dansby Swanson. So d'Arnaud with a 2-out double crashing into the wall in right field. And now it looks like they're going to intentionally put Dansby Swanson on, and they're going to face the pitcher Ian Anderson. So Swanson is intentionally walked. That puts runners at first and second. With 2 away, Anderson on the season is hitting .054. So he can help his own cause here. Here's the first pitch from Garcia. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. Anderson obviously not known for his bat, even as a pitcher. There are some good hitting pitchers, including Max Fried in the lineup, who is, or at least in the Braves roster. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-2. It's always a bonus when the pitcher can handle the bat a little bit for himself. Balls and 2 strikes. Garcia gets the sign from his catcher, Maldonado. He comes set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ian Anderson. And stepping off the rubber is Garcia. Anderson digging in. Garcia ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers, and there is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Maldonado applies the tag, and that is going to retire Anderson for the 3rd out of the inning. And so for the Braves, they strand a pair. They had no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're through 2 complete in Atlanta. It is the Houston Astros nothing, the Atlanta Braves nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We'll be back in just a few. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you're with us.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top half of the 3rd inning. It is going to be Martin Maldonado, Luis Garcia, and Jose Altuve to get things going for the Astros. We want to apologize if you are listening and are getting some delays. I'm not sure if we're having some stream issues. Certainly the quality, and we is probably taking over into the audio portion of our broadcast. We are glad you are with us tonight. Lance McCullers Jr. out for the rest of the playoffs, as is Charlie Morton. Both of these teams have lost their starting arms, a couple of their starting pitchers. It's a little bit unfortunate that this is the case. They've not announced the starting pitchers for tomorrow's game yet. I would think that Ian Anderson has to make this a must-win game for the Braves, and the first pitch delivered to Maldonado was taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Anderson's got to win this game. And then tomorrow, I'm not really sure what the Braves have in mind, if it's going to be a bullpen day or not. And there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. But certainly, you would have to think that Max Fried and Anderson would pitch games 6 and 7. But for them to get to 6 and 7, who's going to pitch 4 and 5? So here comes the pitch to Maldonado. Maldonado checks his swing. It's a fastball fouled away over on the first base side. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maldonado batting from the right side. Anderson gets the sign from his catcher d'Arnaud. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's tapped over to third. Moving to his left is Riley. He fields it on the run. He makes the throw to first base, and that is going to retire Maldonado. So 1 up and 1 away here in the third inning for the Astros. It's going to bring up the pitcher, Luis Garcia. This is going to be Garcia's first plate appearance of the playoffs. Of course, in the American League, they do not bat the pitchers. And here we go. We're ready to go. Ian Anderson delivers the first pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to second. It's fielded by Ozzie Albies, and they flip it over to first, and they get Garcia hustling down the line. Goes down as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 2, and that's going to bring up the top of the order, Jose Altuve. Altuve tonight is officially 0 for 0. He had a base on balls his first time up. He was erased on a Michael Brantley double play. So Altuve steps into the batter's box. He's batting .200 in the playoffs. He's got 4 homers and 8 runs batted in. Anderson ready to go work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Altuve. Anderson goes back to the motion. He kicks and delivers. There is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Anderson kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed by Altuve, and the count now goes to 1-2. So the crowd is rising to their feet in Atlanta. They're cheering on their hometown hero, Ian Anderson. He gets the sign from his catcher, d'Arnaud. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball at 95 miles an hour that misses upstairs. And count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Anderson ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses down. The count is now 3-2 to Altuve. There was a chance to get a home call. That might have been it right there, but it was a good call by the home plate umpire. That was just below the knees of Altuve. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Anderson works, he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball, and Altuve can't hold up his swing. And he swings and misses, and that is going to be out number 3 here in the third inning. So for the Astros, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. That's the second strikeout of the ball game for Ian Anderson. We are through 2.5. It is the Atlanta Braves nothing, the Houston Astros nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the third inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you could be here. Here is our friend Matt again.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
After the game, be sure to check out Matt Hollis, and that's another Hollis build, his channel. He's a friend of our channel, and we are a friend of his. Again, that's Matt Hollis, another Hollis build. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after these tunes with the call of the bottom of the third inning. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the third inning, and it's going to be the top of the order coming up for the Atlanta Braves. Eddie Rosario, Freddie Freeman, and Ozzie Albies to get things going. That is 1, 2, 3 in the batting order. And they are going to be facing Luis Garcia for his third inning of work. One thing that is noticeable is that the in-between innings here in the World Series, a lot slower pace. You can get more commercials, you can get more music, you can get more little service announcements in. And Major League Baseball has talked about increasing the pace of play and improving the pace of play. Well, if this is how they are showcasing it in the World Series, they are certainly ways behind. But we are ready to get back to the action. I'm not sure what the attendance is at Truist Park in Atlanta, but as they pan the crowd, there are quite a few empty seats around and about in the stands. And I don't know if that is by design or if that is because of the weather that was a little suspect to begin the game in Atlanta. And there's a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike by Eddie Rosario, and the count is quickly 0-1. Rosario is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. Garcia working from the windup, ready to go. He kicks and delivers, and here's the pitch. It is a changeup that misses down, and the count is 1-1. It was called out on strikes the first time because the home plate umpire, Tom Hallion, felt that he had offered on that check swing. Rosario was not very happy, as that was what sets the tone, and there is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. That's over on the first base side. The count now goes to 1-2 on Rosario. Rosario's had an outstanding playoff. He entered tonight's game hitting .426. He's got 3 homers and 11 RBIs in the playoffs. And here's the pitch from Garcia. It's a fastball that missed upstairs, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the bottom half of the third inning for Atlanta. Garcia goes into the motion. He delivers. There's a fastball at 96 that misses upstairs, and the count now runs full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Garcia, through the first 2 innings of work, was at 37 pitches. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There is a fastball that's on the outside corner. They appeal down to third base. And the third base umpire, Alfonso Marquez, says Rosario didn't go, and Rosario breathes a sigh of relief as he trots down to first base with a leadoff walk here in the third inning. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Freeman tonight is 0 for 1. He popped out to the left fielder his first time up. His postseason average has slipped to .286. He's got 3 homers and 8 runs batted in. They've got the shift on to the right side. They've got Bregman basically playing in the shortstop position. Correa is just to the right of second base, and they've moved Altuve into the rover position. The first pitch Freeman sees is a fastball, and he hits it foul down the left field line. It's going to get well into the seats. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Garcia gets a new baseball, and he's ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers, and there is a changeup that's down. They appeal to the third base umpire, Marquez, and he says Freeman didn't go. The count now goes even to 1-1. As we get very close to being a called strike, Freeman was able to hold off the pitch. Hallian did not give the call to the Houston hitter. So here's the 1-1 to Freeman. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. One would think that the Astros would be hoping to get at least 5 solid innings out of Garcia. And then they could turn it over to the bullpen. I would think Atlanta wants to stretch out Anderson as far as they can go because they're going to have to get into their bullpens. And there's a fastball swung on. This is lined over the head of Bregman. That's in the left field. It's going to get down. Tucker picks it up. He fires it back into third. And arriving safely at second base is Eddie Rosario, as Freddie Freeman is aboard with a single. So Freeman is on first, and Rosario is now at second base. That's the one thing with the shift. Because they had Alex Bregman playing in the shortstop position, his first movement was to move to his left to react to the ball. Then he had to race back all the way over to third base to cover. But there really wasn't anybody in position to be the cutoff man. So Tucker had to throw the ball directly to the base because Correa was to the right of second base. But there's trouble brewing here in the bottom of the third inning as the Braves have runners on first and second with nobody out. And Ozzie Albies is now stepping up to bat. Albies in the first inning drew a 2-out walk his first time up. He's having himself a fine playoffs. He's hitting .280. He's got no homers and a couple RBIs. Batting from the left side, he's got a very open stance. And here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. the count is quickly 0-1 to Albies. Albies waiting on the delivery from Garcia. Garcia checks the runner Rosario at second. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball. A good block by Maldonado. Keep the ball in front. And the count is now 1-1. The heart of the order is to follow Albies. Austin Riley is waiting his turn on deck. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Garcia leans in. He gets the sign from Maldonado. Now he steps off as Albies steps out of the box, and they're going to do a little reset, and we're going to do this all over again. So here we go. 1 ball and 1 strike. Garcia now comes set. He kicks and delivers, and there's a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul just past the first base bag. Gurriel dove to his left, and it was just past his outstretched arms, but fortunately for him, it was just to the right of the bag. So the count is now 1-2 to Albies. Garcia ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Garcia ready to go back to work. There is a ball swung on, and that one is fouled away, and the count is going to remain at 2-2. Rosario, the runner at second. Freeman, the runner at first. And here comes the pitch to Albies, and that pitch is down in the dirt. And the runners are not going anywhere. They'll get that ball up play, and we're going to do this all over again. Waiting on deck is the third baseman, Austin Riley. Garcia leans in. He gets the signal from his catcher, Maldonado. He kicks and delivers, and there is a changeup swung on and missed. And Albies is retired for the first out of the third inning. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Austin Riley. For Austin Riley, he's entered tonight hitting .245 in the playoffs with 2 homers and 6 RBIs. He struck out his first time up. His average has now slipped to .240 in the playoffs. So Garcia holds the ball at the belt, and he does the spaghetti move and forces the runner Rosario back to second. They are concerned with Rosario at second base. He's Been jockeying a little bit with Garcia. Of course, a base hit could score him from second. Garcia holds the ball at the belt. He kicks in, he delivers. There is a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Riley. Riley will be followed by Jorge Soler should he reach safely. There's one away here with an 0-1 count to Riley. Riley had himself an outstanding season this year. One would think that he would probably get more love for being an MVP candidate. He put up MVP-like numbers playing the hot corner. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded fair past the diving third baseman, Alex Bregman. It's down off the wall. It's played by Alvarez. He fires it back in. There is going to be a run scored as Rosario comes around from second to score. It's going to be an RBI double for Riley, and moving all the way to third is Freddie Freeman. And that is going to open the scoring as the Atlanta Braves are on the board 1-0. So the way that left field works, that ball goes down the line and it hit off the wall. And then it sort of jutted back out into fair territory. It was a nice play by Alvarez to field the ball. And he fired it into third, and getting back in time was Freeman there. So a one-out double by Riley, and that brings up the right fielder Jorge Soler. Soler tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up, and the first pitch he gets from Garcia is a breaking ball down. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. They have fielders here as Altuve is just shading to the left of second base. And here's the pitch from Garcia. It's a fastball that misses in, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes to Soler. They do have an open base, and waiting his turn on deck is the center fielder, Adam Duvall. Both of these lineups can run 6-7 hitters deep. And certainly the Astros can put out 7 guys that can flat out hit. Top 6 hitters in the Braves batting order fit into that class. And there is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1 to Soler. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Garcia gets the sign from his catcher. He comes set at the belt. He kicks and delivers, and there's a breaking ball down. It is smothered by Maldonado. It just trickles away from him, but the runners have no chance to advance. And the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike to Soler. There is that open base that would potentially send up the force. That was the 60th pitch of the ball game for Garcia. We're only here in the 3rd inning. There is action now in the Houston bullpen. You have a right-hander up. Yimi Garcia is now up and throwing for the Astros. So here comes the 3-1 pitch to Soler, and it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. That pitch, as we look at it on replay, certainly was a bit down. Garcia got a favorable call. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Garcia kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball. They appeal down to first base. However, the first base umpire tonight in this ball game, Ted Barrett, says he didn't go. That is going to load the bases. So now we have the bases loaded with a one away, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Adam Duvall. And it's also going to bring Brent Strom out of the Houston dugout to have a conversation with his right-hander, Christian Javier. Or Christian Javier. That was with Luis Garcia. Hang tight, everyone. We'll be back in just a moment here after this pitching change. We'll be right back, guys.
Are you into digital cards? Are you into digital cards? Last Raps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spunt Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Raps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Well, the visit to the mound is over, and they're going to leave Luis Garcia in. Brent Strom is on his way back to the dugout. And with one away, it is going to be Adam Duvall coming to the plate. He's got 5 grand slams in his career with the bases loaded. He's a .235 hitter. And so they're full of Braves right now. Soler is the runner at first. Runner at second is Austin Riley, and Freddie Freeman is the runner at third. And here's the first pitch from Garcia. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. We apologize for anyone who's having some difficulties listening in tonight with the stream. It has been a bit sketchy, and I'm not really sure why. It has been a bit of a hassle for us to keep everything afloat. And there's the pitch to Duvall. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-2, trying to do all of the things, wearing many hats, including the play-by-play and the production. It's turned into more of a challenge than we thought. So no balls and 2 strikes to Adam Duvall. They are playing Duvall around to the left side of the infield. Altuve is just to the right of second. The first baseman, Gurriel, is up on the grass. He's the only one that's right up on the infield grass. And here comes the pitch from Garcia. It's a breaking ball swung on. It has popped up over on the first base side. Gurriel into foul territory in front of the Braves dugout, has room, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Duvall on a pop out to first base for out number 2, and it's going to leave it all up to Travis d'Arnaud. Travis d'Arnaud has been a very dangerous hitter throughout the playoffs. He had a double his first time up. He's got 1 grand slam in his career with the bases loaded. He's a .216 hitter. He always seems to come up in clutch moments. So here comes d'Arnaud with 2 away. Bases are full. Freeman the runner at third, Riley the runner at second, and Soler the runner at first. As we mentioned earlier, the pace of the game, absolutely atrocious. When you think about, this has really been the only inning where there's been a lot of runners on base. We're almost an hour and a half, and we haven't completed 3 innings yet. There's a first pitch breaking ball delivered from Garcia. It swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. It's not like we've had a lot of base runners on base. So Major League Baseball is watching and saying, how can we quicken up the pace of play of the game? The transitions between the innings, far too slow here in the playoffs. Or maybe that's designed so that they can get more commercials in. I don't know. So here comes the 0-1 from Garcia. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 1-1 to d'Arnaud. This pace here, we're on pace for almost a 4.5-hour ball game. It's a good thing it's not a 9-7 slugfest. We've got a pitcher's duel on our hands. So here comes the pitch from Garcia. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball down, and the count now runs to 2-1 to d'Arnaud. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Garcia's definitely got one of the most interesting windups that I've witnessed in the last 25 years. He's got a rock, his arms, he rocks in front of him. He's got all kinds of movement. Can he throw enough strikes? So here we go. Here comes the 2 ball and 1 strike pitch to Travis d'Arnaud. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the first base line. And the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luis Garcia gets a new baseball and he blows on his hand. It's still a chilly evening in Atlanta. We said at game time the temperature was 51 degrees. But it's a raw 51 with the rain in the area. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball, and that is called by the home plate umpire a 3rd strike, as Travis d'Arnaud could not check his swing. And so the Atlanta Braves squander a golden opportunity to put a bunch of runs onto the board and only are able to come away with 1 here in the 3rd inning. So for the Atlanta Braves in their half of the 3rd, they had 1 run. There was 2 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left aboard. We're now through 3 complete in Atlanta. It is the Atlanta Braves 1, the Houston Astros nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the call of the top of the 4th inning. We're glad you are with us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Thanks again to Matt Hollis. We appreciate you and we appreciate your support of the channel. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the 4th inning. We're glad you are with us tonight, everybody, whether you're live or on delay. It is 1-0 Atlanta. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 4th inning. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Houston batting order coming up to face Ian Anderson. That means it's going to be Michael Brantley, Alex Bregman, and Yordan Alvarez. As we mentioned earlier, the pace of the game, certainly here in the playoffs, is really slowed down. Whether it is designed by Major League Baseball or whether it is just the way the game takes shape here, It's definitely dramatically different than the regular season games. And there's a breaking ball delivered to Michael Brantley, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Brantley, Bregman, and Alvarez to get things going here in the top of the fourth. Anderson rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is fouled away over on the third base side. And the count is now 0-2. But regardless, we appreciate those who have tuned in to listen. Anderson has had a fine night tonight. He had the 2 walks in the first inning. He has struck out 2 since then. And he's sort of settled into a groove. He was at 41 pitches through the first 3 innings. And here's the pitch to Michael Brantley. It's a fastball that just misses outside. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lately, it's been a bit of a challenge for us. We are going to be looking to do the NPB games over the next little bit. There is a changeup that misses down, and the count is now 2-2 to Brantley. Of course, the Yakult Swallows were the winners in the Central League. The Pacific League, it was the Oryx Buffaloes who won in Japan, and that is normally where we do a lot of our calls. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. That is a breaking ball that misses a down and in, and the count is 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is the third baseman, Alex Bregman. And here's the pitch from Anderson. It is a changeup swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Michael Brantley for the first out of the 4th inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Alex Bregman. Bregman tonight is officially 0 for 0. He walked his first time up. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Anderson ready to go back to work, and there is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Anderson rocks into motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Bregman waiting on the delivery from Anderson. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-1. So Bregman walked his first time up. He's looking to get aboard the second time via the free pass. Jordan Alvarez is waiting his turn on deck. So here comes the 3-1 from Anderson. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now runs full. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Anderson rocks in the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted into center field, and moving over is the center fielder, Duvall. He's going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Bregman for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. And that's going to leave it up to the left fielder, Jordan Alvarez. For Alvarez, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field his first time up. And the first pitch from Anderson is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Alvarez. It's been 9 in a row now retired by Anderson. The last batter to reach base was the walk to Bregman back in the first inning. There's a fastball for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Anderson ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Anderson working quickly, goes back to work, and there's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is now 3-1 to Alvarez. Looming on deck is the shortstop, Carlos Correa. So here comes the pitch from Anderson. He kicks and delivers, and that is a fastball that misses down, and that is going to be a free pass here for Alvarez with 2 out in the 4th inning, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Correa. Carlos Correa is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field his first time up. He digs in from the right side. He's hitting .267 in the postseason. He's got a homer and 6 RBIs. Anderson holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that backs Correa off the plate, and the count is 1-0. So we mentioned his last time up, Correa is an impending free agent at the end of the season. It's going to be interesting to see who is going to pony up for his services. There's a number of teams who need a shortstop, and there is a breaking ball that misses down. There's now 2-0 to Correa. So 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, the other impending free agents would include Javi Baez, Trevor Story, Corey Seager. And there's quite a few teams that would also need themselves a shortstop in both the American and National Leagues if they start to move. There's been word on the street if Correa leaves, maybe the Astros go hard after Trevor Story. Or maybe they don't do anything. Maybe they just stay in-house. They've got a couple of shortstops that are on the way. Certainly Jeremy Pena is one that is been talked about, but he's still maybe another year or so away. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. And that is a changeup taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1 to Correa. But one would expect this offseason there's going to be lots of movement. And of course, if somebody leaves one team, then that's going to create a vacuum somewhere else, and they're going to have to fill voids. So here comes the 2-1. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 3-1 to Correa. And waiting on deck is Kyle Tucker. For the most part, Anderson has been able to keep runners off the base paths. He's only allowed 3 walks this evening. The Astros are still looking for their first base hit. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-2 to Correa. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The fans in Atlanta are on their feet. Anderson ready to go back to work. The precipitation has come back again, and there's a fastball that is inside, and it has hit the shortstop Correa, and that's going to send the base runner Alvarez all the way back to second base. He was running on the pitch and had gone all the way around. So the 3-2 pitch gets away from Anderson. And it hits Correa. It just grazes his jersey. But Alvarez has to return back to second base. So that goes down as a hit batter. So all of these events have come with 2 out here in the top of the 4th inning. The runner at second is Alvarez. The runner at first now is Correa. And Kyle Tucker is stepping up to the plate. Tucker tonight popped out to third his first time up. And we say that loosely. Here's the first pitch. It is a fastball. Take it for a called strike. And the count is 1-1. They had the shift on him the last time. They had Austin Riley playing in the rover position. And it was hit down the right field line, and Riley had to go a ways toward the foul line to make the grab. So by letter of the law, it was a pop out to the third baseman. It was just happened to be in shallow right field. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 1-1 to Tucker. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And Lamario Owens is in the house saying hello. He's got his logo changed up a little bit. He's got a Buffalo Sabre logo going on. Not sure about that one, although they believe last time I looked, they are undefeated. And here comes the pitch. It is a changeup. It's tapped back to the pitcher. Anderson picks it up. He fires to first. And that is going to retire Kyle Tucker. That goes down as a ground out. 5-3 for out number 3. So Anderson is able to get out of the 4th inning unscathed. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We are through 3.5 in Atlanta. It is the Atlanta Braves won the Houston Astros. Nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 4th inning. Here is our friend Steve again. This is Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out his channel after the game for all your crazy entertaining needs.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day. And there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Thanks again, Steve. We'll be back in just a moment. And our friend Lamario Owens is in the house, and he is talking Buffalo Sabres. We'll be back in a minute, everybody. Hang tight. It is 1-0 for the Atlanta Braves. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Dansby Swanson, Ian Anderson, and the top of the order, Eddie Rosario, to get things going for the Braves in their half of the 4th inning. It is a 1-0 ball game as the Atlanta Braves got their only run in the bottom of the 3rd. It was a leadoff walk by Eddie Rosario. A single by Freddie Freeman, and then a Austin Riley one-out double that cashed in Rosario. And that is where we stand. Ian Anderson has yet to allow a hit through 4 innings. And it is a misty evening in Atlanta. The weather is quite cool. Both pitchers have been blowing on their hands frequently. It's kind of weather is a little bit raw, even though 50 degrees can be decent at times. 50 degrees is not. So Swanson steps up to the plate. He was intentionally walked his first time up. And he is going to be facing Garcia here. Things going in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Garcia rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There is a fastball swung on. It is popped over to the third base side of home plate. And Martin Maldonado is going to have room. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Swanson on 1 pitch. There is 1 out here in the 4th inning. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the pitcher, Ian Anderson. Anderson tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. So Garcia ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined right to the first baseman, Gurriel. And that is going to retire Anderson. So 2 pitches and 2 outs here in the 4th inning. That's going to leave it all up to Eddie Rosario. That's going to bring Dusty Baker out of the dugout. And that might be all we're going to see of Garcia. We're going to see if they're going to make a pitching change as we do get to the top of the order. That's exactly what's going to happen. So stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The Astros have gone to the bullpen. We've got ourselves a pitching change. It doesn't look like it's Yimi Garcia who was warming up the last inning. We'll get you all those details when we return. Hold tight, everybody. Here is our friend, Steve Rademacher, once again.
Hey, guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, the creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. We have a pitching change. It is going to be Blake Taylor taking over on the hill for the Houston Astros. Taylor is a left-hander. He has appeared in he's appeared in 51 games this year for the Astros, all in relief. He had a 4-4 record with a 3.16 ERA during the season. He'd worked 42 2/3 innings, allowed 38 hits, 22 walks, 41 strikeouts. And he is taking over here with 2 away in the bottom of the 4th inning. The final line on Luis Garcia. Garcia went 3 2/3 innings. He allowed a run, and that run was earned. He also gave up 3 hits. He struck out 4 and walked 4. So that was the final line on Luis Garcia. And now we have Taylor taking over. So Taylor, this year in the postseason, He did not see any action in the AL Divisional Series against the White Sox. He did, however, appear in a couple of games against the Boston Red Sox. He logged 2 2/3 innings. He allowed 2 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 4. And so now he is on ready to take over. And the first pitch to Eddie Rosario is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. Is 0-1. Rosario has scored the only run of the ballgame tonight for the Braves. And here's the pitch from Taylor. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep left field. It is slicing, and it is just going to go to the left of the foul pole. And a man from Macon, who is visiting Atlanta, has come up with that ball in the stands. But the count is now 0-2. Rosario hit that ball a long way. He was just late. Looked like it may have had a chance to reach the fair territory seats, but it just sort of sliced right at the end. Wasn't foul by much, maybe about 10 or 12 feet. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and this ball is lashed into left field for a base hit. Mario out of the zone, and he went upstairs and got it and slapped it into left field. So you know that you're on song when you're doing that. That pitch was shoulder height. Maldonado had to come out of his crouch as if to get it. It was a great piece of hitting by Rosario. He was able to stay on top of the ball and drive that one into left field. So he is aboard with a 2-out single, and that's going to bring up Freddie Freeman. The first pitch to Freeman is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So all Taylor has done is come out and thrown strikes, 4 pitches, and all 4 pitches have been for strikes. Freeman tonight is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up, and he flew out to left field his first time up. Taylor working from the stretch. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-2. Taylor's probably asking himself, geez, what do I got to do to get that Rosario out? I threw a pitch at the eyeballs. Guess you got to throw it another 4 or 5 inches higher. A great piece of hitting by Rosario to stay on top of the ball. And here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball, and that misses down. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Freeman. Ozzie Albies is waiting his turn on deck. So here comes the 1-2 to Freeman. Taylor kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped foul over by the first base coach's box. We're going to do the 1-2 pitch all over again to Freddie Freeman. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Freeman is retired on strikes for out number 3 here in the 4th inning. So for the Atlanta Braves, they had no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. It is the Atlanta Braves won the Houston Astros 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. After this, from our friend Steve Rademacher, be sure to check out his channel when you get a chance.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Reps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Reps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Reps Baseball.
Thanks again, Steve. That is Steve Rademacher. Whether you are looking for Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday, the Saturday cartoons, or his Sunday shoutouts, he's always got something for everybody. Be sure to check him out. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the top of the fifth inning when we return. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming up in the Houston batting order. That means it's going to be Yuli Gurriel, Martin Maldonado, and scheduled to bat Blake Taylor, the relief pitcher. We're going to have to wait and see what is going to be the plan for the Astros, if they're going to stay with Taylor, if they're going to turn it over to the bullpen. And so here comes Ian Anderson ready to go back to work, and the first pitch is a fastball delivered to Gurriel for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Gurriel tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out his first, and Anderson ready to go back to work. Looks like Marwin Gonzalez is stirring in the dugout, probably coming to hit for Taylor. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. To go all the way back to 1947 for a pitcher under the age of 23 not to allow a hit through the first 4 innings. That was Ralph Branca who did that against the Yankees. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into right center field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder Soler. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Gurriel for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Martin Maldonado. That was the 70th pitch for Anderson. There's a breaking ball that delivered to Maldonado for a first pitch ball upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Maldonado, his first time up, grounded out to the third baseman. They have stacked the left side of the infield with 3 infielders, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes to Maldonado. So here Anderson goes back into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is lined right to the second baseman, Ozzie Albies, who is to the left of second base. He makes the grab, and that is going to retire Maldonado for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. And scheduled to come to bat is the pitcher, Blake Taylor, but we are going to see a pinch hitter, and this is going to be Marwin Gonzalez. So Gonzalez steps in on the left side, and the precipitation has picked up in Atlanta. The first pitch is a breaking ball, and that is called a strike by the third base umpire, Alfonso Marquez. So Gonzalez, this is the first appearance this postseason. Anderson goes into the motion, and it's a late time call by the home plate umpire, Tom Hallion. And then Anderson spikes the ball up to the plate. It gets by the catcher. that pitch is not going to go down as a pitch. It's still no balls and 1 strike. Braves fans have got the raincoats and ponchos on now. There is a breaking ball swung on, and it's tap foul behind home plate. The count is now 0-2. Gonzalez, this is his first at bat of the postseason. Of course, the former Houston Astro had spent some time in the American League with the Red Sox and the Minnesota Twins. So no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Anderson. It is a changeup taken for a called 3rd strike. And Gonzalez is retired, and that sends the Astros down in order 1-2-3. So for Houston in their half of the 5th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are going to the bottom of the 5th. It is the Atlanta Braves 1, the Houston Astros 0. Stick around, everybody. We will be back in just a few minutes with the call of the bottom of the 5th inning. We're glad you're with us, either live or on delay. We'll be right back in a few after these from our friend Matt.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Would you like to support Last Drafts Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan, but we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Drafts Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is going to be Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley, and Jorge Soler to get things going for the Braves and their half of the inning. It is a pitching change, and we are going to see Yimi Garcia coming in for the Houston Astros. He'll be in relief of Blake Taylor. So Garcia on in relief. And taking over for Taylor, who was on in relief of Luis Garcia. So Taylor only went a third of an inning. He allowed 1 hit and had 1 strikeout. And so here we are back to the eye of action. The first pitch, it is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to first. It is picked up by Gurriel. He flips it over to Garcia covering. And that is going to be 1 pitch and 1 away as Ozzie Albies is retired. It goes as a ground out. 3-1 for out number 1 here in the 5th inning. Garcia has pitched in 6 games this postseason. He's got an ERA of 10.5. He's appeared in 7 games. He's struck out 8 and walked 2. His numbers are a little bit gaudy, that's for sure. So that brings up Austin Riley. Riley tonight is 1 for 2. He's driven in the game's only run back in the 3rd inning, and here's the first pitch from Yimi Garcia. It's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees. And the count is 0-1. Garcia's got a lot of arm side run on his fastball. There's a lot of late life. He holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There is a fastball swung on. A really nice play by the first baseman, Gurriel. He picks it up, and he takes it himself over to first. And that is going to retire Austin Riley. Riley hit that ball right on the screws. And that ball was on one hop, fielded by Gurriel. He made it look easy. Gets over to the bag, steps on first, and that is going to retire the batter Riley for out number 2. That just goes down straight as a ground out to 3. So 2 up and 2 away, and that brings up the right fielder Jorge Soler. So the 37-year-old first baseman, Gurriel, making it look easy at first base. The first pitch is a fastball delivered to Soler at 95 at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Soler tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out in the second, and he walked in the third. He digs in, waiting on the pitch from Garcia. There is a breaking ball that scoots away from the catcher Maldonado to the backstop, and the count is 1-1. Garcia has some pretty wicked stuff. There's a lot of arm side run on the fastball, and that breaking ball that he threw, that slider, had a lot of bite to it. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. And there is a fastball that just misses inside under the hands. The count is now 2-1 to Soler. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Garcia comes set at the chest. He kicks in, he delivers. There's a fastball at 94 that misses inside. The count is now 3-1. So after 2 pretty quick outs, it's now become a battle with Jorge Soler. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. Garcia kicks and delivers. It is a slider that misses low and away. And Soler is aboard with a 2-out walk here in the 5th inning. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Adam Duvall. There is action in the Atlanta Brave bullpen. A.J. Minter is up and throwing. Not sure what the plan is for Ian Anderson, if they're going to bring him back out for his 6th inning of work, or if they're going to go to the bullpen. Anderson is at 76 pitches right now. There's probably a lot of real estate left in him, unless they're thinking about having to bring him back on short rest. He hasn't allowed a hit through 5 innings. I'm sure I'd stay with him. There's a first pitch fastball to Duvall that misses low and in, and the count is 1-0. It's a bit of the problem these days with the managers, is they spend more time looking at their computer spreadsheets and sometimes making decisions. You can't just always rely on the information that's given to you. You have to have a feel for what's going on as well. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that swung on and missed by Duvall, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Garcia on in relief of Taylor and Luis Garcia. It's the sign from his catcher Maldonado. He comes set at the chest. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yimi Garcia, working in relief, gets the sign from his catcher Maldonado. He comes set at the chest. And there's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The way it's looking in the dugout, it looks like Ian Anderson may be done for the night. He's got his hoodie on. It's pulled up over his head. And here's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It's backhanded by the second baseman, Altuve. He throws off a one leg to first base, and that is not going to retire Duvall. They had no chance at Soler at second, so the only chance was to go back across the diamond. That's going to go down as an infield hit. So with 2 outs, the Atlanta Braves have something going again, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud tonight is 1 for 2. He singled in the second inning, doubled in the second inning, and struck out in the third. So d'Arnaud stands in. Garcia kicks and delivers. There is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Travis d'Arnaud. Garcia gets the assign from his catcher, Maldonado. He comes set at the chest. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's tapped foul over on the third base side, just by the third base on deck circle, and the count now is 0-2 to d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud digs in. Garcia checks the runner Soler at second. He kicks and delivers. He throws. There's a slider swung on. It's grounded foul over on the first base side. And so we're going to do the 0-2 pitch all over again to d'Arnaud. So no balls and 2 strikes. The runner at second is Soler. The runner at first is Duvall. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it is a slider that misses low and away, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The precipitation has eased off in Atlanta. It's not spitting as it was in the last half inning. One would have to think that this game is probably going to be played in and out of this mixture of wet and cold the rest of the night. The fans are on their feet in Atlanta. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-2. Check that, goes to 2-2 to d'Arnaud. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Garcia comes set at the chest. He kicks and delivers, and there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the first baseman, Gurriel. He's going to take it himself, and that is going to retire d'Arnaud. Goes as a ground out to 3 for out number 3 here in the 5th inning. For the Atlanta Braves in their half of the 5th, they had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 5 complete in Atlanta. It is the Houston Astros trailing the Atlanta Braves 1-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with a call at the top of the 6th in just a couple minutes. We're glad you could be with us tonight. Hold tight, everybody.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, We have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody, and that is going to be it for Ian Anderson tonight as A.J. Minter is coming on in relief. So the final stat line on Ian Anderson is in. He is able to go 5 innings. He allowed no hits, no runs, 3 walks, and struck out 4. He leaves the game after throwing 76 pitches, 39 of which were for strikes. So he's just over 50%. And he is done for the evening. And A.J. Minter is coming on in relief. Take over here in the top of the 6th inning. So Minter is on, and it's going to be the top of the order: Jose Altuve, Michael Brantley, and Alex Bregman to get things going for the Astros in their half of the 6th inning. Minter has been outstanding in the playoffs. He's appeared in 6 games. He's thrown 10 innings. He has an ERA of 0.90. So here he is ready to take over, and the first pitch to Altuve, he kicks and delivers, is a fastball that backs Altuve off the plate for ball 1. The count is 1-0. So a little bit of an eyebrow raiser that they took Ian Anderson out of the game after 76 pitches through 5, but Brian Snitker must be very confident in his bullpen. They're going to be able to get the job done here. And so here comes the 1-0 to Altuve. It's a fastball that misses down and in. Then the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. The tail of the tape, certainly through the first 5 innings, has been the number of base runners that the Atlanta Braves have stranded. 9 runners on in the first 5 innings. Especially the bases loaded situation there in the 3rd inning, where they had a chance to pile on more than just the 1 run that they got. And there is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Minter leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Darno, and he gets ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There is a changeup taken for a called strike on the outside corner of the plate, and the count now runs to 2-2. For Altuve tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his last time up, and he walked in the 1st inning. He really hasn't got it going yet in the World Series. So the fans are on their feet again in Atlanta. Here comes the 2-2 to Altuve. Minter kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's tap foul over on the 3rd base side. And the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice little play over by the dugout by Alex Bregman, who, as the ball came his way, he squared the bunt to keep it down in front of him as he's on the top step, as he waits in the hole for his turn to come to bat. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. And Altuve is retired for the 2nd time tonight on strikes for out number 1. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Michael Brantley. Brantley tonight is 0 for 2. He grounded into a double play in the 1st inning, and he struck out back in the 4th. He had a chance back in the second inning. There was a ball that was smashed off the right field fence. He slammed into the fence on a Travis d'Arnaud double. He couldn't come up with the ball, couldn't make the play. He's looking for his first hit of the ball game. So here comes the first pitch to Brantley, and it's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1, and so now the Houston Astros aren't happy with Tom Hallion's strike zone. One thing I will say is both teams tonight, they've let the home plate umpire know they weren't happy with the pitch. That one looked like it was off the outside corner, but Hallion has been very consistent for both teams, at least for the pitchers. The hitters may not agree. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball at 97, swung on and missed. And the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Fans are back on their feet again in Atlanta, cheering for Minter. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Brantley. Minter kicks and delivers. It is a fastball at 97 that misses off the outside corner, and the count now runs to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Like a fine wine, Michael Brantley has gotten better with age. As we mentioned, when he was with the Cleveland Indians, he had some knee issues. And not only did he have knee issues, he had to get... It sort of derailed his career for a little bit for a couple of seasons. He only appeared in 16 games one year. But he's had an outstanding year at the plate. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped over to first base. Freeman makes the play. He jogs over to first. He steps on the bag, and that is going to retire Brantley for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away here in the 6th, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Alex Bregman. For Bregman tonight, he is 0 for 1. He flew out to center field his last time up. He walked back in the first inning. He's officially 0 for 1. When you watch Bregman hit, he is an absolute bundle of energy. He's really, really tense at the plate. It's not something you would teach young hitters to want to be like. But then as soon as the pitch starts to come, it's almost like he releases all that energy. Comes very, very loose. Takes the first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. He really squeezes the bat. He really is tense. And then all of a sudden, when the pitcher starts to deliver, it's like he suddenly relaxes. Very strange. And here comes the pitch, and it's a fastball. It's down. And it looks like it has hit Bregman in the foot. He is down on all fours. He tried to hop, skip out of the way. Here comes Dusty Baker out of the dugout. Bregman is in some pain, and he is... Now, the trainer is out having a look at him. He's still in a lot of pain. He's going to need a moment. Pitch caught him on the lead foot, on the left foot. He's got a shin guard on the left foot, but it looked like it was on the outside part of the foot. It was right on the ankle bone, and that is going to smart. That's going to hurt a lot. You get 90 miles an hour right on that bone. He is very, very fortunate. He's probably more fortunate because it did catch a little bit of the outside of that protective shin guard that he wears. He jogs it off, and he runs down to first base. If this were soccer, they'd have to get the magic spray out. The trainer is still with him down at first base. Looks like he's going to stay in the ball game, and we're going to carry on. But fastball at 90 miles an hour right off the ankle bone, that is going to hurt. So he's having a little chuckle now with Freddie Freeman down at first base. So a 2-out hit by pitch. And that is going to bring up Yordan Alvarez to the plate. Alvarez tonight is 0 for 1. He flew out to left field his first time up, and he walked his last time. So left-hander against the left-hander. Minter ready to deliver. And the first pitch, he throws a token toss over to first base, and back in time is Bregman. Of course, getting 90 miles an hour off the ankle, and then a token toss over to first base. You always wonder if the runner's going to take off, and head to second base after getting plunked. So here comes the pitch to Alvarez. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Pitch probably, had d'Arnaud been set up inside, that pitch might have been a strike, but because he was set up outside to Alvarez, he had to reach across his body. And he met by about 12 inches. Wasn't even close. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. And there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul just past the first base bag, and it's fielded by the ball boy down the right field line, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So Minter leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, d'Arnaud. He gets ready to go back to work. He checks the runner at first. He kicks and he delivers. There is a fastball waved and missed by Alvarez. And the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Minter leans in, gets the sign from his catcher, d'Arnaud. He's ready to go back to work. Checks the runner, Bregman, at first. He checks him again. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the third base side. Moving over toward the seats is Austin Riley, but he's going to run out of real estate, and that ball is going to get into the stands. We're going to do the 1-2 pitch all over again. It looked like Riley might have had a chance to be able to make a play, and the ball just kept moving, drifting further to the seats. And eventually it found its way there. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Minter looks in and gets the sign from his catcher, d'Arnaud. He comes set at the chest. He gets ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers, and there is a fastball waved on and missed by Alvarez. And that is going to do it for the Astros in their half of the 6th inning. So there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is the Atlanta Braves 1, the Houston Astros 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We are glad you could be here with us. Here is one of our Did You Know segments. This has to do with an Atlanta Brave.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Thanks again to Matt Hollis. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the bottom of the 6th inning. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 6th inning, and we have Dansby Swanson, the pitcher's spot in the order for the Braves, and Eddie Rosario slated to come to bat. I don't think we're going to see A.J. Minter hitting, but you never know what they're going to decide. It is a little early in the game, but I do think that the Atlanta Braves are committed to run this all the way through. So we're going to see what we have here. We do have it still is the right-hander Garcia on the mound, and he throws a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And I have to get the update because we had Marwin Gonzalez when he came into the ball game. He came in the 9 spot. So Yimi Garcia is still in the ball game. So there were some defensive changes. This is going to be Garcia's 2nd inning of work. Looks like that he is going to be staying in here for that. So there is a breaking ball taken for a strike, and the count is 1-1 strike to Dansby Swanson. Let's come on a little bit of our delays here. There is a left-hander up in the bullpen for the Houston Astros, and here comes Yimi Garcia ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses low, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. That's Brooks Rowley up in the bullpen for the Astros. And there is a pinch hitter that has moved in on deck for the Braves. So here comes the pitch from Garcia. It is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now runs to 3-1 on Swanson. So we got to keep the pencil sharpener sharp and the erasers handy because we're getting into the time of the game where we're going to see a lot of movement. So here comes the 3-1 to Swanson. It's a fastball swung on it. It is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder Alvarez. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Swanson for out number 1. That is going to bring up the pitcher spot, but we are going to see another pinch hitter here. And so that is going to do it for A.J. Minter. So we know that the Braves will be going to the bullpen in the next half inning. So we have a conference on the mound. Garcia and Maldonado are talking. It's going to be Adrianza to be the pinch hitter for A.J. Minter. So Adrianza is the pinch hitter. There are 5 players on the Houston bench, 5 batters that came in tonight on the bench. And Atlanta has 6. So Atlanta is carrying currently an extra pitcher on the roster for the postseason. So Houston has 1 less option off the bench. There's the first pitch breaking ball to Adrianza, and that is swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1. Adrianza is batting from the left side. He's batting 125 this postseason. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Garcia delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. The switch hitting Adrianza, he can play shortstop, he can play third base, he can play all over the infield. So here's Garcia ready to go back to work. It's a fastball swung on, it's fouled away. And the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Adrianza. He'll be followed by the top of the order, Eddie Rosario. Garcia ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to second. Fielded by Altuve. He flips it over to first, and that is going to retire Adrianza. Goes as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 2. And that is going to bring Dusty Baker out of the dugout, and we're going to see a left-hander in Brooks Rowley coming in relief. So we're going to take a moment here to get ourselves updated. We have a pitching change with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brooks Rowley is on his way in. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this.
Would you like to support Last Drafts Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan. But we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Drafts Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVlogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, the creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Thanks again, everybody. Welcome back. And we have Adu500 said, who is this guy talking? And that would be Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out his channel. That's Steve Rademacher if you are on YouTube. He's got Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday. He's also got the No Filter Friday and the Saturday morning cartoons. We are back to the live action, and Brooks Rowley is on in relief. He's going to be facing Eddie Rosario, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that's taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Rowley gets ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers, and there's another breaking ball that's down in the way, and the count is now quickly 2-0 to Rosario. Rosario tonight has been on base twice. He is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. He has also walked and scored the only run of the ball game, as well as he struck out. There is a changeup that is swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 2-1 on Rosario. So Rowley, who is in relief, he is a 33-year-old left-hander who was 2-3 this season for the Astros. He appeared in 58 games, throwing 49 innings. He had a couple of saves. There's the pitch from Rowley. It is a breaking ball that misses low and away, and the count is now 3-1. I'm sure there's nothing more that drives managers crackers as left-handers who can't get left-handers out. You bring the lefty in to face the lefty, and you're in the hole 3-1. So 3 balls, no strikes. Rowley gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count now runs 3-2 to Rosario. This is the third team that Rowley has been with in the big leagues. This is his second season in a Houston uniform. Rowley kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow center field. Coming hard as the center fielder and diving is Kyle Tucker, and he makes the grab as he slides a good distance. And that is going to retire the side here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So for the Atlanta Braves and their half of the 6th, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. It was the first time of the ball game they haven't left a runner on. We're moving to the top of the 7th inning. It is the Houston Astros trailing the Atlanta Braves 1-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
After the game, be sure to check out Matt Hollis and Another Hollis Build. He's always got all kinds of stuff that he can show on his channel. We'll be right back in just a moment with the call of the top of the 7th inning. Stay tuned, everybody. We're glad you are with us. Welcome back, everybody. We have Luke Jackson coming in. We've got AP coming in here, and we've got it's a Pachilos have come in and taken over the channel, and we welcome everybody back. It's AP and Rico in the house. We are moving to the top of the 7th inning. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming up to bat for the Houston Astros in their half of the inning. Carlos Correa, Kyle Tucker, and Yuli Gurriel will come in to face Luke Jackson. Jackson taking over here in relief of AJ Minter. And, of course, he was in relief of Ian Anderson. The Houston Astros are still looking for their first hit of the ball game as we're moving into the 7th inning. He's line score so far for the Astros, 0-0 and 0, 1-5 and 0 for the Braves. The Braves have left runners on base in every inning except for the 6th. And now we're ready to go back to the live action. And the first pitch from Luke Jackson is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Jackson has struggled this postseason. He's appeared in 6 2/3 of innings. And he's got an ERA of almost 7, and there is a fastball delivered upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-1 to Correa. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Precipitation is picking up again in Atlanta. Jackson ready to go back to work. He gets the assign from his catcher, Darno. Now he steps off, and we're going to have to reset and do it all over again. Here comes the 1-1 from Jackson. He rocks into the motion and kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and that's fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. For Correa tonight, he is officially 0 for 1. He flew out to right field his first time up, and he was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Of course, if you're going to get hit by a pitch, it was the one that Correa got hit with. He was dancing out of the way. He got grazed in the jersey. There is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-2 to Correa. Astros have been hit twice tonight. Correa with the shirt being grazed, and Alec Bregman took one in the foot in the last inning. So here comes the 2-2. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is taken on one hop by Ozzie Albies. He flips it over to Freeman at first, and that is going to retire Correa on for the first out of the inning. That goes as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 1, and that's going to bring up Kyle Tucker. For Kyle Tucker tonight, he is 0 for 2. He's popped to third, and he's grounded to third. Of course, the first time that he popped out to third, it was with the third baseman, Austin Riley, positioned in the rover spot on the right side of the infield. So it was actually a shallow fly ball to right field that he popped out on. So here comes the pitch from Jackson. It's a breaking ball that bounces up to the plate. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Tucker's had an outstanding playoffs. He's got 4 homers. He's tied for the Astros team lead in home runs. He's driven in 15 runs in the postseason. Here comes the pitch from Jackson. It's a breaking ball that's waved at and missed. And the count is now 1-1. Enrico Pacillo asked the question. He says, Fred, do you think the Houston Astros have left this cheating scandal behind them? I think so. You start to think of the players here. I mean, certainly some of the core is still intact. But there are a lot of players that were not with that club at that point. They're just a flat-out good team. They really don't need to do all that other stuff. There's a fastball that misses upstairs to Tucker, and the count is 2-1. You really don't need to spend time cheating when you're this talented. You think about it, they lost George Springer, and they haven't missed a beat. Kyle Tucker has stepped in and given them Springer-like numbers this year. Here's the pitch from Jackson. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted into center field. Moving over to his right is Duvall. He's going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Tucker for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. And that's going to leave it all up to Yulieski Gurriel. Gurriel steps in 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out his first time up, and he flew out to right his last time. His postseason average has slipped to .327. Gurriel batting from the right side, facing the right-hander Jackson, and the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count is 0-1. So 0 balls and 1 strike to Gurriel. Should Gurriel reach base, he'll be followed by the catcher Martin Maldonado. There is a left-hander up in the Atlanta bullpen. That is Tyler Matzik, who's had a very strong playoffs. Here comes Jackson's delivery to Gurriel. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to third. Riley plans it. He fires across the diamond on 2 hops. It's picked by Freddie Freeman. What a great play by Freeman at first base. And that is going to retire the Astros in their half of the 7th inning. So there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 7th inning in Atlanta. It is the Atlanta Braves 1, the Houston Astros 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple minutes. We're glad you're with us Hold tight, everybody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Once again, after the game, be sure to head over and check out Matt Hollis's channel. That's Another Hollis Build. We'll be back in just a moment with the call at the bottom of the 7th inning. We're glad you could stop by and check it out tonight, everybody.
Would you like to support Last Raps Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan, but we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Raps Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Are you into digital cards? Last Raps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Bunt Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Raps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is going to be Freddie Freeman, Ozzie Albies, and Austin Riley coming up to bat for the Braves in their half. And we will more than likely have ourselves the potential for a pitching change, although I'm not sure if Brooks Rowley is going to hang in here, how long he's going to hang in here or not. We'll take a look here in just a moment. And it is Rowley that's going to stick around and face Freddie Freeman. And the first pitch to Freeman is a fastball that misses low and away, and the count is 1-0. Freeman, Albies, and Riley here in the 7th. And here comes the pitch to Freeman. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to the shortstop, Correa. He fields it moving to his left. He flips it to first, and that is going to retire Freeman. That's going to go down as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1. They had Correa playing to the right side of second base. He neatly moved over to field the ball and flip it to first. And they're going to leave Rowley in, and that's going to turn Ozzie Albies around for the first time tonight. He's going to bat from the right side. So Albies tonight is officially 0 for 2. He walked in the first, he struck out in the third, and he grounded out to first in the 5th inning. And the pitch to Albies is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. So Brooks Rowley, interesting notes about him. He had originally began his career in the Chicago Cubs organization. And then he bounced around a little bit. He was with the Angels and the Twins, and then he had an opportunity over to the Korean League. And there is a breaking ball swung on. It is lined over to the shortstop, Correa, who backhands it and makes the grab. And that is going to retire Albies for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. That's going to bring up Austin Riley to the plate. So Rowley played with the Chiba Lotte Marines, the Lotte ball club in Korea. I'm thinking of the Chiba team in Japan. And Dusty Baker is on his way out to the mound, and we're going to have ourselves a pitching change. We'll talk a little bit more about Brooks Rowley here. And he was in the Korean League from 2015 to 2019. So he spent 5 years over in Korea. And he was able to reinvent himself, and he got back to the big leagues in 2020. He split time between the Cincinnati Reds and the Houston Astros. And then this year, of course, he began the year in AAA with Sugarland, and he was able to come up and gave the Houston Astros a viable left-handed reliever out of the bullpen. And that is where we stand. So 5 years in Korea ended up bringing him full circle to the United States, and here he is pitching in the World Series. We have a pitching change. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We'll get you all the updates when we return. Thanks for being with us here tonight, everybody. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Thanks again, Steve, and we appreciate your support, whether it's Money Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday, No Filter Friday, or the Sunday morning shutouts. Be sure to check out Steve Mocker and his channel. We'll be back in just a moment. We have a pitching change in Atlanta. Ryan Stanek is coming into the game. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. Ryan Stanek is in the ballgame to face Austin Riley, and he's delivered a fastball taken for a called strike. And he gets ready to go back to work, and it is a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stanek comes in. He's throwing hard. First couple pitches are in the upper 90s. Here's a pitch. It's a fastball, and that is going to catch the outside corner for a called strike. And the count is now 1-2. Austin Riley did not like the call. The pitch looked like it was outside, but as we've said tonight, the umpire Tom Hallion has been pretty consistent back behind the dish, and there is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it for Austin Riley. So 4 pitches. And Ryan Stanek does his job, and now we are going to the top of the 8th inning. So for the bottom half of the 7th, the Braves, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 7 complete. It is the Houston Astros trailing the Atlanta Braves 1-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We're glad you could pop in and be here with us. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you. A clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball, and please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build, awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Raps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going back to the bullpen, and it is going to be Tyler Matzik coming in relief. He is been a workhorse in these postseason. He has pitched in 11 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 7 hits, 3 runs. He's walked 4, and he struck out 13 in that time frame. His ERA in the World Series at 6.75, although he has only allowed those 2 runs over 11 and 2/3 innings in the playoffs. So here he goes. He's ready to go to work, and he is going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 spots in the batting order. And the first pitch is to Alamides Diaz. I'm just taking a look what we have here, because somehow it looks like we may have lost something in the order here. I'm taking a look at where we have. We have Diaz at the plate. On deck is Stanek. So Diaz is hitting for Maldonado, and it is now quickly 1-1 to Diaz. He fouls off the second pitch. So that means we're going to have a new catcher coming in the next inning. So Alamides Diaz is the pinch hitter. And it'd be interesting to see what we have. Obviously, Stanek is supposed to be batting next, and then Altuve at the top of the order. So Matzik here ready to go to work. There comes the 1-1 pitch to Diaz. And there is a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 2-1. Diaz, of course, has been with a number of teams throughout his career. He's had time in the Cardinals organization. He's also been with the Toronto Blue Jays. So that is going to be it for Martin Maldonado. Here comes the pitch from Matzik. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field. Coming hard is Eddie Rosario, and it's going to reach. It's going to fall in. It's going to reach in front, and that is going to be the first hit of the ball game. And I know that Dansby Swanson was running out, and Rosario was charging hard. If Rosario dives, he has a shot to make that catch. But there was some confusion. He sort of held up a little bit, and Swanson held up, and the next thing you know, the ball dropped in between them. And what a way to lose a no-hitter here in the 8th inning. As that ball falls in, and it's a base hit for Alamides Diaz to get things going in the 8th. What a terrible way to lose a no-hitter. I know it was definitely a ball, and Rosario knows it. He's had a great series. But unfortunately, it could be a play that could come back to haunt. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. It's going to be Jason Castro, who is more than likely going to be the catcher in the next inning. He's coming into bat for the pitcher spot. So Castro in his second stint with the Houston Astros. Bats from the left side, and the first pitch from Matzik is a breaking ball down in the dirt. It's a good block by the catcher d'Arnaud, but what a way to lose a no-hitter. Basically a flare out to left field. And just like that, the no-hitter is gone. So 1 ball and no strikes to Castro. Castro is 2 for 6 here in the postseason. It looks like we're going to have a stop here. It looks like we're going to get a pinch runner in for the pinch hitter Diaz. That looks like it's going to be the center fielder Siri coming in. So we've got changes all over the place. This is Jose Siri into around now for Alamides Diaz, and it makes you wonder if we're going to see some action. This is Travis d'Arnaud. They've flashed this statistic. Travis d'Arnaud has only thrown out 2 out of 43 would-be base stealers this year. So definitely Jose Siri is a candidate to swipe a bag. So Siri is in to run for Diaz. Castro is the pinch hitter. Ready to go back to work. Matzik on the hill. Leans in and he gets the sign from his catcher, d'Arnaud. And he gives a token toss over to first base, and back in time is Siri. So 1 ball and no strike on the hitter, Castro. Of course, Siri is going to have to be a little bit cautious because they do have a lefty on the mound. And Matzik delivers to the plate, and it's a fastball that backs Castro off, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Jose Altuve is waiting his turn on deck. Siri inches off the bag at first. Matzik kicks and delivers. There's a fastball waved at and missed, and the count is now 2-1 to Castro. One's a little bit, I would be a little surprised that either one of 2 things aren't going to happen. And that is either bunting him over to second or stealing him over to second. And here comes the pitch from Matzik. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 2-2. Certainly, if you move him over to second base, you've got Altuve coming up. But you got the top of the order. There's no really anywhere to hide with the top 3 hitters in the Houston order. But to get Siri into scoring position would be the objective. And certainly, if there was a time for a bunt, this would have been the time, but not now at 2-2. Comes the 2-2 pitch to Castro. That's it, kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Castro on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Jose Altuve. Altuve tonight is 0 for 2. He struck out his last 2 times up, and he walked to lead off the ball game. He is struggling in the World Series this time. And if that's the way the game ends with 1 hit, what a way to break up the no-hitter with a bloop hit into left field. So here we go, back to the live action. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away at the feet of Altuve, and the count is 0-1. Altuve will be followed by Michael Brantley. So no balls and 1 strike to Altuve. We're here in the top of the 8th inning. There's 1 away. Jose Siri is the runner at first. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Altuve. Matzik kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up on the third base side. Moving over underneath it is the third baseman, Riley. He calls off the catcher, Darno. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire Altuve for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it up to Michael Brantley. Now, it really makes you wonder what's going to happen. I think if I'm Dusty Baker, I've got to be thinking first or second pitch, we got to take this bag. Because if you get thrown out, you've got Brantley to lead off the next inning, and you've got 2, 3, and 4, Brantley, Bregman, and Alvarez. If you steal the bag, you've got Brantley, one of the best hitters in the game this year, to be able to drive them in. And Brantley has been clutch in the playoffs. He's got 9 RBIs. He's tied for second on the team with runs batted in for Houston. And there goes the runner, and there's a pitch. It's a breaking ball. Good pitch to run on. It's down. Siri slides into second base. It gets by the shortstop Swanson. Siri is digging for third. And now he's at third base with 2 away, and he's 1 pitch away from being able to score here. So that first pitch to Brantley was called a ball. So just like that, they go first to third. That throw from Darno was not a very good throw. It bounced about 8 feet in front of the bag. It took a cherry hop, and Swanson waved at it. And Swanson come up with the ball. They might have had Siri. That ball with the slick grass ended up getting by Swanson. It gets into center field, and now we've got a runner on third. And a fastball delivered to Brantley is swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Matzik gets ready to go back to work. He comes set at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is fouled away. And the count is now 1-2 Brantley. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The crowd in Atlanta are on their feet. Matzik gets the assign from his pitcher, Darno. He kicks and delivers. It's swung on. It's popped up over on the third base side. Moving back underneath it is the third baseman, Riley. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it here in the 8th inning for the Houston Astros. So the Astros break up the no-hit bid with a bloop leadoff single by Alamides Diaz. There was no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Atlanta Braves 1, the Houston Astros nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the call. The bottom of the 8th inning. We're glad you could be here with us tonight, whether you're live or on delay. It's always a pleasure to have you in the house. Here is
Well, you got to have
Matt.
an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the eighth inning. It is going to be Jorge Soler, Adam Duvall, and Travis d'Arnaud scheduled to come to bat in the bottom half of the eighth inning. And it is going to be Kendall Graveman, who is coming on in relief for the Houston Astros. He is going to be the sixth pitcher of the ball game. And Graveman is taking over. Graveman, of course, was acquired in midseason from the Seattle Mariners. It's a rare in-division trade. They sent Abraham Toro packing the other way. And, of course, Kendall Graveman had an outstanding season this year for both Seattle and for Houston. His regular season numbers between the two teams, he was 5-1 with a 1.77 ERA. He appeared in 53 games. He had 10 saves all with the Mariners this year. And he appeared in 56 innings, 35 hits allowed. He had walked 20 and struck out 61. So Kendall Graveman on in relief. His postseason numbers this year, he has first time in the postseason. He's appeared in 7 games. He's thrown 8 innings. He's given up 5 hits, 1 run earned. He's walked 4 and struck out 7. He's got an ERA of 1.13. Hour that backs Soler off the plate for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. Soler tonight is officially 0 for 1. He struck out in the second and he walked in the third and the fifth innings. The new catcher defensive change for the Astros is Jason Castro. And here is a ground ball to the shortstop Correa. He picks it up, he throws, and is picked out of the dirt by Gurriel at first base. Nice play by Gurriel. It's a ground out. 6-3 for out number 1. And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Adam Duvall. For Adam Duvall, he is officially 1 for 3 tonight. He grounded to third his first time up. He popped to first in the third, and he singled in the fifth inning. So Duvall gets himself set in. He's ready to go. Graveman comes set at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Duvall. Duvall will be followed by the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's tap foul over on the third base side. And the count now goes to 0-2 to Duvall. So Duvall gets himself dug in. Graveman gets the sign from his catcher, Castro. He's ready to go back to work. He's set at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Adam Duvall is gone quickly on strikes for out number 2. That's going to leave it up to the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. So d'Arnaud tonight is 1 for 3. He doubled in the second. He struck out and he's grounded to first. He hits here with 2 away in the 8th inning. There is action in the Atlanta bullpen. It is Will Smith up and throwing. And here comes the pitch from Graveman. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to straightaway center field. Moving back on the warning track, looking up is the center fielder, Kyle Tucker, and this one is gone. They've got some insurance to the Atlanta Braves. Travis d'Arnaud has taken Kendall Graveman yard, and it is now 2-0 for the Atlanta Braves. All those runners that they left stranded on base in the first 5 innings of the ball game, they're able to get one back on a home run here. And the Braves are now up 2-0 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That was a clutch piece of hitting here by d'Arnaud with 2 out. And that's going to leave it all up to Dansby Swanson. That just makes the hole a little bit deeper for the Houston Astros in their half of the 9th inning. So Swanson stands in, and the first pitch is a breaking ball from Graveman, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Graveman kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 1-1. So Travis d'Arnaud with his second extra base hit of the ball game, a double in the second and a home run here in the 8th. And he has shown up at the right time here in the playoffs for the Braves. And there's a breaking ball delivered to Swanson. It swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Swanson. The fans are on their feet. They're doing the tomahawk chop. Swanson gets himself dug in, and Graveman's ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count's 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dansby Swanson. The pitcher's spot is what we would have on deck, and that would be Matzik, but we know Matzik's not going to be hitting. So here comes the pitch to Swanson. It swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Swanson for the 3rd out of the inning. So it really doesn't matter who's going to pinch hit for the pitcher, because we're going to have a pitching change. Will Smith is going to be coming into the ball game. So for the Atlanta Braves, in their half of the 8th, they had 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on. We're now through 8 complete in Atlanta. It is the Houston Astros trailing the Atlanta Braves 2-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 9th inning in just a couple of moments. We're glad you could be here with us.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Would you like to support Last Raps Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan, but we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Raps Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Houston Astros batting order. Alex Bregman, Yordan Alvarez, and Carlos Correa are going to be coming to face the 5th pitcher of the night for the Atlanta Braves. It is going to be Will Smith taking over in relief of Tyler Matzik. So it will be 3, 4, and 5. Bregman, Alvarez, and Correa, and of course the home run by Travis d'Arnaud in the bottom of the 8th inning has now given some insurance to the Braves. And we are back at it here in just a couple of moments. Get you some of the details here on Will Smith, who is making his appearance. Of course, Will Smith has been a veteran of the big leagues. He's been in the big leagues since 2012. And he broke in with the Kansas City Royals at the big league level. He's also pitched with Milwaukee, San Francisco Giants, and now the Atlanta Braves. This is his second season with Atlanta. In the regular season, in 68 innings of work, he allowed 49 hits, 28 walks. He struck out 87 batters. He saved 37 ball games this year for the Atlanta Braves. And he is going to be facing some pretty tough outs here in the Houston batting order. So Alec Bregman steps in, and the first pitch from Smith is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. There is a defensive substitution. Guillermo Heredia is in the game in center field. He replaced Adam Duvall. So the Braves have made a defensive sub. So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Bregman. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count is now 1-1. Will Smith saved 37 games this year. Last year, he was not used as the closer for Atlanta. The year before, when he was an all-star with the Giants, he saved 34 ball games, and there's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Smith was a free agent signing by the Braves a couple years ago. It was pretty shrewd. There's a breaking ball that misses down and into Bregman, and now the count goes 3-1. You certainly don't want to put the tying run on board. Here in the 9th inning, you want to make them hit their way on. So 3 balls and 1 strike from Smith. Here comes the pitch to Bregman, and it's a fastball swung on, and it's tapped through the vacated 4-hole on the right side, and Bregman is aboard with a base hit single. They had the shift on, and Bregman has beaten the shift by slapping a ball through the right side of the infield. A nice piece of hitting. Had they had the defense in their normal position, probably Bregman is an easy out. But because they are playing to the shift, Bregman is aboard. That's the second hit of the ball game for the Houston Astros. So here we are back to work. And there is a fastball that's swung on, and it's lifted over on the third base side. And it's going to be fielded in foul territory by the third baseman, Austin Riley, and that is going to retire for out number 1 here in the 9th inning. And our friend Busy Black pops in and says the no-hitter still in effect. Nope, the no-no was lost in the last inning on a bloop hit single. So that's going to bring up Carlos Correa with the runner on first and 1 away. Correa tonight is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. He flew out to right in the 2nd. He grounded out to 2nd in the 7th. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on, and it's fouled off the shin of Carlos Correa, and the count is 0-1. They've got 3 infielders to the left side. They got Albies to the left of second base. Swanson is in the 6th hole. Riley is hugging the line at third. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Correa. Smith kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses low and inside. The count is 1-1. If there was a double play candidate, Carlos Correa is one. He's not the most fleetest of foot. For someone who plays shortstop at 27 years old, that's a bit of a concern for the impending free agent. But he can sure swing the stick. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Correa will be followed by the center fielder Kyle Tucker. Of course, 2 dangerous hitters here. Here comes the 2-1 from Will Smith. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into right center field, moving over to his right is Adam Duvall, and Duvall makes the catch. So Duvall has stayed in the game as the right fielder as Jorge Soler had come out of the game. And that is going to retire Carlos Correa for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to Kyle Tucker. So Kyle Tucker tonight is officially 0 for 3. He's popped out to third. He's grounded to third, and he's flown out to center. Of course, that pop out to third base was to Austin Riley, who was playing in shallow right field. So 0 for 3 tonight for Tucker, looking for his first hit. Will Smith with 2 outs here in the 9th inning, looking to seal the deal for the Braves. Smith gets the sign from his catcher d'Arnaud. He kicks and delivers, and there is a breaking ball waved at and missed. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Tucker digs in on the left side. We have left-hander against the left-hander. He's got a little bit of a closed stance happening here. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball. It's in the ground. It squirts away from the catcher d'Arnaud. He chases it up the line, but it's still going to keep Alec Bregman at first base. Nice play by d'Arnaud to block it. He was able to corral it and keep it in front. Bregman was not able to advance. One would think probably in a normal situation that if it was earlier in the game, Bregman would have taken a shot at it. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Smith holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses low and away, and the count is now 2-1 to Tucker. Yuli Gurriel is waiting his turn on deck. So Tucker is the tying run. Gurriel is the go-ahead run. Just doesn't get any easier for the Atlanta pitchers. And here's the pitch to Tucker. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into deep right center field. Moving back on the warning track is Heredia. He calls off the right fielder Duvall. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it. The Atlanta Braves are going to get themselves a victory here in Game 3 as they take this one 2-0. So for the Houston Astros in their half of the 9th inning, there were no runs. There was 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. Your final from Atlanta, it is the Atlanta Braves 2, the Houston Astros 0. We'll be back in just a couple minutes, everybody. We'll give you a little recap. Hold tight. We're glad you're with us, and then we'll call it a night.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to give you the wrap-up here and the final totals for tonight's game. It was a final score of 2-0 for Atlanta. The Braves were 6-1, 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. The Houston Astros were 0-2-0. They had no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. For the Astros tonight, their only 2 offensive hits came from Alamides Diaz, broke up the no-hitter in the 8th inning with a single. And Alec Bregman had a hit in the 9th inning. For the Atlanta Braves tonight, the hitting star was Travis d'Arnaud, who had 2 extra base hits. He was 2 for 4 and an RBI, including the home run in the 8th inning. Duvall, Riley, Freeman, and Rosario all had hits as well. And as well, we also had, from the pitching end of things, the win goes to Ian Anderson. He goes to 1-0. Minter, Jackson, and Matzik all pick up holds. Will Smith gets the save. The loss tonight was tagged to Luis Garcia. He went 3 2/3, allowing 3 hits, a run, 4 walks, and 6 Ks. And that will do it from Truist Park in Atlanta. Once again, everybody, whether you're listening live or on delay, we want to thank you for checking in tonight. Listen to another Last Drafts Baseball video production. We hope you have a great night. Come on back and see us again later. We appreciate the live look in. Have a great night, everybody.